Rediscovering Gita for the Modern World by Shrikant Soman. Based on Essays on Gita by Sri Aurobindo. Second Series Part 1. The Synthesis of Works, Love and Knowledge. Chapter 1 of Second Series. The Two Natures. Continued from the previous episode 96. The Divine Thread. Unifying the Cosmos. Current episode 97. The spiritual essence of strength and desire. The divine as the essential qualities of existence. Beyond forms, the higher and lower natures. This passage explores the distinction between the higher and lower natures, as described in the Bhagavad Gita. It explains that the divine is not just the creator of forms, but the essential spiritual power and quality, svabhava, that resides within all things, including the seemingly contradictory forces of desire and strength. Key takeaways. The divine is the spiritual energy behind all physical qualities. From a spiritual perspective, the material world is secondary. The true reality is the conscious energy of nature, which is the divine itself manifesting through the senses and all forms. The essential quality, svabhava, is the eternal seed of all existence. The passage explains that the divine is the original conscious power from which all things grow, and this power forms the self-nature of every being. A distinction is made between the pure divine essence and its lower forms. The divine is the unattached strength of the strong and the desire that is not contrary to dharma, separating his pure essence from the flawed, ego-driven forms of desire and passion. The states of mind from the three gunas are within the divine but not of his essence. The passage highlights a subtle but important point. While the qualities derived from the three gunas originate from the divine, they are not his fundamental nature. Instead, he exists beyond them. Desire kama has two forms, a lower and a higher. The passage clarifies that the desire condemned in the Gita is the one driven by the lower nature, while a spiritual or divine desire that is aligned with one's true nature, dharma, is a pure form of will. The qualities of nature. The five elements of matter are the material part of the lower nature. They are the basis for physical forms. The five tanmatras, taste, touch, scent, and the others, are the qualitative part. These subtle energies connect our senses to the physical forms of matter. They are the basis of all knowledge we gain through our senses. From a material viewpoint, matter seems to be the reality. The senses seem to be secondary. But from a spiritual viewpoint, the opposite is true. Matters and the physical world are secondary. They are just concrete ways that the qualities of nature show themselves. The original and eternal reality is the energy of nature. It is the power that manifests itself to the soul through the senses. The senses themselves in their purest form are made of that eternal quality and power. This energy of being is the divine in his prakriti. Each sense in its pure state is that prakriti. Each sense is the divine in his conscious, dynamic form. The divine in everything. We can see this better from other examples. The divine says, I am the light of the sun and moon. I am the manhood in man. I am the intelligence of the intelligent. I am the energy of the energetic. I am the strength of the strong. I am the ascetic force of those who do spiritual practice. I am life in all beings. In each case, it's the energy of the essential quality that is given as a sign of the divine's presence. Again, I am Pranava in all the Vedas. This refers to the sacred syllable Om. It is the foundation of all creative sounds. Om is the universal energy of sound and speech. It contains and releases all spiritual power. This makes it clear. It is not the physical forms that are part of the supreme prakriti. It is the spiritual power of the essential quality. This force of the spirit is the svabhava, or self-nature. It is the light and power of consciousness revealed in a pure, original form. That force is the eternal seed from which all other things develop. The Gita says, "Know me to be the eternal seed of all existences, O son of Pritha." This eternal seed is the power of spiritual being. It is the conscious will. It is the seed that the divine casts into the great Brahman. From that everything is born into existence. This seed manifests as the essential quality in all beings and forms their svabhava, higher versus lower nature. The Gita makes a clear distinction between the original power and the lower phenomenal derivations. The divine says, "I am the strength of the strong devoid of desire and liking." This strength is stripped of attachment to worldly pleasure. The divine also says, "I am in beings the desire which is not contrary to their dharma." As for the states of mind and passion that come from the three gunas, sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic, they are not the pure action of the Supreme Nature. They are derived from it. The divine says, "They are from me, but I am not in them. It is they that are in me." This is a strong but subtle distinction. The divine is the essential light, strength, and intelligence. But he is not these lower derived forms in his essence. Still, all these forms come from him and are within his being. This helps us understand the transition from the higher to the lower nature and back again. The divine in desire. The first point is easy to understand. A strong person may become subject to desire and attachment. They may fall into sin or strive for virtue. This is because their lower actions are controlled by the three gunas. The divine nature of their strength is not affected by this. It remains the same in its essence. The divine supports them through their struggles. He helps them until they can recover the light. Then they can govern their actions by the pure power of the divine will. But how can the divine be kama, desire? We have been told that desire is our great enemy. That desire, however, was the desire of the lower nature. It originates from the rajasic being. This is what we usually mean by desire. The other kind, the spiritual kind, is a will that is not against our dharma.